McKay Manor Musers, and we're here to talk to you a little bit about some intro to sewing basics. So if you have never used basic cutting techniques before, we wanted to kind of talk about some of the cutting tools that we use. So the first thing is we use an Ulfa self-healing rotary mat. And we recommend getting basically as big as you feel like you can afford, just because when you're cutting fabric, it's easier if you can put it out on a large scale. So the mat that we've picked is actually a set of 3 that you hook together with these clips, and it actually makes the mat 36 inches by 72 inches. So it makes it a really wide and long mat so that we're able to cut fabric off of a bolt, so you don't necessarily need that long, but if you can get 2 mats together that are like 36 by 60, that's a really good useful size to cut fabric, especially when you're using cuddle fabrics like we like to use, because they come on a bolt. They're 60 inches wide and they come folded in half, that in order to be able to cut something that's 30 inches across, you want to be able to put the width of the fabric on the 36-inch side and then have the length of your yardage go down the mat like we've done here. So that's why if you can have a 36 by at least 60, then you can cut good sized pieces of fabric. So the other tools that you're going to need are a rotary cutter. We use the Ulfa rotary cutter, but there's lots of different styles, and we like this a lip edge ruler. It has this little lip edge right here that you can put on the edge of the mat to help get your piece, to get your line straight. But you need a ruler that's at least as wide as your mat is so that you can make cuts all the way across your mat. So our mat is 36 inches wide, so we need a ruler that's at least 36 inches wide as well. So we recommend going as big as you can, but they do get kind of expensive when you go bigger. The only thing is, if you get a smaller one, that may mean you have to figure out how to fold your fabric, an extra fold, so that it will fit on a smaller mat. So we're going to talk a little bit about making cuts on cuddle, and I'm going to show you how we do that. So for this demonstration, I'm cutting a baby blanket from a bolt of fabric, but this will work with any sort of yardage that you get. So when you buy yardage, it comes off the roll, and it has on the edge what is called selvage. So you can see right here that the selvage is the edge of the fabric, and oftentimes it will be more pronounced on other fabrics, but you can see where sometimes they have some sort of like print where this part will be white or little divots in it, and it's just what the machines use to feed the fabric through as they're printing on it. So sometimes the selvage will be more noticeable on certain fabrics. It's not particularly noticeable on this one, but the selvage edge is the piece that's along this side. And you can see when the fabric comes off the bolt that we're rolling it this way. On this side, I have a fold, and on this side is the 2 selvage ends that meet. So when you lay your fabric out on your mat, you're going to line up one edge over here on your straight edge on this side. If your fabric didn't come straight, you want to make sure that you're matching your 2 selvage ends and your fold edge on a line over here and over here, so that you're getting a nice parallel piece in between the 2 lines. And then you want to trim this edge here so that you're working with a straight edge that's perpendicular to your selvage and your folded edge. So you want to get that all nice and flat, and then from here you're going to decide what size you want your blanket. So there's lots of common sizes. For this particular one, we're trying to cut our blankets at 30 by 30 because it cuts out of the fabric nicely. So what I'm going to do is place my ruler at the 30-inch mark. So you can see I have the edge of the ruler on the 30-inch line at the top and at the bottom. That way I know I'm getting a nice line that's going to be perpendicular to my fold edge and perpendicular to my selvage edge. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to push down on the ruler to hold it in place, and push down on the rotary cutter and push it against the edge of the ruler so that it stays against the edge, cutting a nice straight line. And you can tell I move down the roller to keep pressure where I'm cutting. So you can see now I've cut a nice straight edge, and this is how you would cut this side if you needed to as well. You'd move it over here and you would cut your line at the beginning in the same manner. So that's how you're going to use a basic rotary cutting system to cut fabric on a rotary mat if you've never done it before.